Well, hello everyone. Welcome into Flying with Mike. I'm trying to figure out if a commercial's going to kick in or not. Looks like it's not. We're having some issues still with Sim Toolkit in this latest update. It taking forever to log in. There's the ad break. While we're in that, that'll hopefully give Sim Toolkit a chance to actually log in. It's been going now almost a minute. Hopefully they're really kind of wish they'd go back to 1.27, I think it was, 28, whatever it was. Oh my gosh, it finally did. Did it kick anything over there? That's the question. Let me check some things in settings while we wait this 30 seconds out. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, well, we'll just do the best we can with what we can. All right, welcome in, everybody. The subscribers and all have gotten to listen to me babble about Sim Toolkit and it not working. Well, it's working, but it's not working. I think I don't know. It looks like it's still pointing to the wrong folder and anyway, enough of that. That's my troubles, not your troubles. It's a Sunday, folks. Welcome aboard. God bless you all for being here. And thank you so much. Now, um, X-Plane finally got back to me after several days. And not Laminar, the community help. I guess they're a little miffed at me, so whatever. It'll have to be what it'll be. I'm not going to argue with them. It's useless if I do. I mean, who's going to listen over there? So we're going to fly out of Heathrow to Zurich, and as the title says, this is actually the fourth attempt. I did two with you all last week, each ending in a dreaded crash to desktop. I'm just setting panel lights real quick. Due to Vulkan losing a device, something along those words. So we're going to fire up. We have rotate, fourth attempt. And this is now called for me an infamous route, Heathrow to Zurich. I'm going to, one more time, we'll try. All right, so first, in case anyone from X-Plane 12s, Laminar, whoever might be watching the stream, thank God you are. Thank you. Welcome aboard. I'm gonna to make sure ZINK is disabled. Now, I did this prior to going online, shut the sim down, coming back up, just in case that was a requirement. As you can see, ZINK is turned off. Now, the only difference here is when I went to St. Martin yesterday with the 747 successfully with ZINK on, I didn't have draw boats for that flight, so I turned them on, and it was pretty neat to see the boats in the bay again. I'm going to leave that on, see how that works out. So that would be the only difference than what I've told you the last 3 times. All right, so ZINK plug-in bridge unchecked. All right, let's go through fire. Hey, you guys get to see a cold and dark startup. All right, so we'll come in, kick the power on. When you're in the United Kingdom, and if you're gonna use the onboard ATC that comes with X-Plane, so you're gonna fly offline. By the way, that's what we're doing. That's what we've done for the last 3 attempts. What the heck? Go for a fourth. Why not? Um, I make sure you have the 0.833 kilohertz channels spacing on the VHF setup. I don't understand aviation radios and sims. I don't know if this was real life. I'll be totally honest. It makes no sense what they're doing. Um, but there are different three. When you look at your radio channel, you have three to the left. I'm talking VHF com. Three to the left. Well, actually, even your VOR does. Three to the left. Then you have the dot, and then I remember only two, but for all I know, there were three. Three, we'll say three to the right. In this airplane, not every number is there. Not every airplane out there flying has this ability. And that could go on VATSIM, and this has not been declared, but if you fly many Tracons in Europe, it's starting to spread into the US as well. You won't be able to talk to them unless you know how to dial it up on your connection to VATSIM. We're not getting into that today, but I just wanted to alert you to it. All right, that for some reason, VHF radios and planes couldn't have all the numbers. That's news to me. With my private pilot's license, that is total news to me. So, but again, that was back in the 80s, and it's hard to remember what those little airplanes had in them. So, and by now they're all changed out. You couldn't look at the panel if you tried. All right, so I come in, I turn the power on, I double check that I have what I want, and as you can see, I've got it synchronized for the barometer, but you can see all the different choices. If you can read it, I don't know. It could be too small, I get it. And then it makes sure, like I said, this one right here, 8.33 kilohertz channel spacing is checked. And for those of you with hardware, and I'll look down below. All right, so then I come over to situations, click on it. We could do cold and dark, folks. I know a lot of you just went, oh, you don't do cold and dark. Do you know how many steps are between cold and dark and parked with external power? Because if you don't, you shouldn't be worried about it anyway. Toggle the jet bridge. We'll see it move. I'm going to give a kudo here to rotate. Most of the time, and I just happen to like the way this setup is, because I can talk and let it be a surprise. Most of the time when the jetways come to airplanes, doesn't matter how many doors down the fuselage, it always goes to 1L. This one goes automatically to 2L. Now, I am curious if you're at a 2-gate or a 2-jetway at like Heathrow, I think was one of them, if it will still send 1L. Don't know. But anyway, that is the general location where the jetway will go. 757s, A321s, maybe. Most of the time, I think it will. And your A330s and heavies like this. So that is downright awesome. Great job, rotate on that. You know, all that was something in PlaneMaker, they say, change the recording it. So cool, love it. Now that does mean something for you. Normally you would open this door because of that. No, we opened cabin forward. And then of course, dink, dink, and dink. Put the lights on high just for fun. And you are just about ready to go here. All right, so we're going to go to the weight and balance page as we go to Sim Toolkit. Albeit not a fully functioning Sim Toolkit yet. Nope, not yet. It's not, I don't know if the plugins aren't right or whatever. As long, I don't even know, we'll check that later. So let's take a look at this. Now, SimBrief, I finally got to work again on here. Hallelujah. So let's come up here. We're rolling out of here with 282 people, no cargo, zero fuel weight, estimated at 322,757 pounds. Bank on it being about 30,000 pounds heavier. Bank on it. There's our attempted route. We could go the G, depends on what they give us. All it is just a slight difference in turn. And bear with me 1 second, folks. I need to open a window in my office. It's heating up here real bad. Stand by. Let me get that opened up. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, folks. It was just looked at the temperature in here. It's almost 75 degrees. And the computer seems to work better around 70, so in the room temperature. So hopefully by the window being open, that'll help out. Okay, so we got our loadout. And F and G on the end of here, that's just if we're on 27 left or right. Cost index 80. This is the fourth flight and the fourth one coming in at 29,000. I love it. And the weather is very frightful here. 250 at 11, so obviously the 27s. Light rain. Okay, if you say so. And a few clouds at 2200, 2600, broken at 34. Thunderstorms, 10 degrees. Yeah, you get it. Mass hysteria. Dogs and cats living with each other. You get it if you've seen Ghostbusters. All right, Ova and Zurich. Now, the third attempt, we would have flown into a snowstorm, so I was really looking forward to that. And the crash to desktop happened just before top of descent on that one. That one irked me. But anyway, 150 degrees at 4 for the wind. It's variable, clear visibility, okay, and it's a whopping 1 degree there. All right, and we're not going to VATSIM, so we'll leave it at that. All right, I am going to now do that. Let's try the overlay, see what happens. We'll see if it keeps up with us. Who knows? I'm leaning to it won't. All right, so let's take those numbers. Passenger load 282. I think that is the max or very close to. Let's fight up. It is very close to 285 is 82. Sorry about that. Had a whale of a cough. Whew. All right, so we have zero cargo. And again, I told you we're going to be close to 30,000 pounds over our zero fuel weight. It's something between whatever number they're using for empty weight versus what SimBrief has. I can't find out what it is. I didn't think it was that hush hush, especially since the airplane, for the most part, is completely decommissioned, minus a few still in FedEx and UPS and a couple of other um, cargo companies. It's really bizarre to me. But anyway, it is what it's going to be. So 252. All right, now taxi fuel. I already know that 2,000 pounds. It seems to be many of the heavy aircraft. Now, if you, well, let's put it this way: to get your trip fuel here, you got, or your landing weight estimated, you got to put trip fuel in, which in this case is 18,471. Boom. All right, now there is a quirk. No one's ever told me it's changed in the passenger plane. So what it is the takeoff CG. Now, if you look in the middle of your screen, because I know you can't see my cursor, which I don't know why. You'll see TOCG, ZFCG in the graph. We want the T, and down below you'll see it too. We want that takeoff CG 30 to 31%. Don't think you're going to get 31% in this plane. The freighter, you might, not this one. So how do we get that up? We move the payload CG till it reads 30. See what I mean? You want 31, we're outside the envelope. Now, a lot of people's rule of thumb was 30 or 30.5. Hang on, I'm having a hard time getting it to lock in. All right, as long as we're good, that's fine. 30.5, you split the, you split the middle, should be fine. Works great on the freighter. You're right up against that line, and in some situations over it. So I don't know if the folks over at Rotate have fixed that. So once you've got this all set up, you've got your CG 30 to 31%. You've got your packs, your fuel, taxi, and trip fuels in. I don't understand what the ballast and ballast fuel is. No clue what that means. So it's there for a reason, obviously. So what I do is click apply load configuration to aircraft and FMC. Now you just saw it bouncing up and down because it loaded. What that'll do is when you get to that point in the McDo setup where you're checking weights, you won't have to go in and click all of the weights. It's already done for you. But I click fuel and food service. Why? Because believe it or not, I doubt we'll see them real quick. They actually show up. It's cool. The fuel truck will eventually maybe show up, but the usually the caterers do show up. Yeah, and that little car right there is the lead of the brigade. So, and they'll come from everywhere, so it's kind of cool. All right, let's get going since we got the basics in. If I get real quiet, folks, that is because we're trying to get this airplane up pretty quick. Okay, after this, you want to make sure, check your engine, fire test. Compliments of Hawker, it is true. That's kind of disheartening. It doesn't tell you the EPU's on fire. Anyway, but he said he watched, I guess, a video on it, and sure enough, that test is true. Next up, okay, obviously the batteries are on, but I'm gonna say it like I do every flight. Hang on. Hopefully we get an update to fix this one so it works. If you open a guard like that one, okay, close it. Why? It takes 2 clicks now to turn it off. So, little safety measure. All right, so that's off. We did the APU chest. We're on ground power, so we're cool. I'm going to go ahead and kick on the APU. I'm going to take a look outside, see if anybody's at the plane. There's the fuel truck. Can't tell if... Oh, wait, that could be the caterer right there. He's turning away. He may have already came too. But anyway, you see, they actually do bring stuff. Now, whether they're... Well, that might actually be him. He's turning for the plane. So, they actually come out. It's kind of cool. Like I said, kind of cool. All right, APU is doing its thing, and that's all. You can click it there or up here. Now, I am going to point out some things to you that are, to me at least, were difficult to find. Okay, so you can start the APU here or where you see the flashing on. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you took me a long time to find. It shouldn't have, but it did. It took going through the manuals, looking at the panel pictures, trying to find out what the heck are they pushing. Okay, down above the right side windshield wiper, right above it is a button that says test under a none lit. That's it. Like I said, if it would have been a snake, it would have killed me. And using your numlock screen positions, if you've done that, you can check them. Otherwise, as soon as you let up, it lets up. And then now you can, now I move my eye view up to see this because when you go to nav 1, it's going to go off. Whether that happens in a real plane, I don't know. I'm going to lean no, since there is a test button. But then again, I would not have guessed in a million years that's how this thing sounded. Okay, emergency power switch to arm, and then we can start aligning the IRS. All right, so we go here. Make sure your dates are good. We have another week or so. Now, since we've done this flight so many times, I have saved it every time. Boom. Okay, so it's put it in. Alternate. The only thing that changes usually is the alternate. Yep, now we're Geneva. I actually think that was one of ours before. And give me a second. I'm going to put us on the correct coordinates for gate 224. I say cautiously. Oh, chords, not stands continued. 281, 270. Oh, it's already good. I forgot to do this before on one of the flights, so make sure you click position reference and get it to align to that coordinate. The only thing I don't know true or false with this plane is if you know an Airbus, and you're going to find out why I refer to Airbus a lot. You already probably see it right here. This airplane's a lot like Airbus. And in Airbus, we get a GPS primary, I think it says, when the inertial navs align. We don't get that here. So I think they're actually in alignment already. And I'll just for fun put in the flight number, tree, 4, 5. Actually, we don't need to put the alternate or that in per the checklist for the tutorial, which for those of you who have the freighter and flew the tutorial for that, same one. And it's not passenger. That's kind of a bummer. All right, now we do a hydraulic test. I'm just following the checklist, folks. While it's, oh, let's get our lights up. That's my bad. I should have done that already. A little complicated in the daytime, but at night it would be a heck of a lot easier. One thing I have noticed, X-Plane, if you are watching, I don't get the arrows very easily. So I don't know what's up with that like I used to. All right, so let's get down here, hit hydraulic, and that way you can see the test real quick. And it's just going to go through each system real quick, charge them, let them go, and internally checking alarms and all that they go off properly. Our big look is that there's at least, I lost my place, there it is, 5.3 gallons, system 3. I'm assuming this is where the 3000 is, below it is system 3. But the way they numbered their inertial navs, who knows how they count at McDonnell Douglas, who's now Boeing, which we don't need to say much more. However, for comms, this is important. Okay, make sure your mic is on, and not only, see, this is what I don't like. And before X-Plane goes, that's a rotate issue. No, it happens on every doggone plane I've flown so far. It's very cumbersome. Whoa, see what I mean? And I know you'll say, well, it's your system then. I'll buy that. Okay, but make sure they're turned on. Make sure your transponder goes to Xponder, and we'll be more into this. Hang on, I am going to fire up XPilot to see something here real quick, and see if I need the mic on or not. Yes. So make sure the microphone's on, and both are lit up if you're flying on VATSIM. Also, if you're flying on VATSIM, 122.8 in your active, make sure it says that up top. 121.5 in on your comm too. Why? Because they are yelling at you or yelling for you on 121.5. So I go ahead and set it. You have to set this all the time here, folks. It doesn't default back to what the last settings were. The transponder does, but nothing else in here. Okay, that's also a bummer. But you know what? You gotta do it anyway, so it is what it is. And now I turn it off. Same thing now. I'm going to go ahead, activate my, oh Lord, did I start this? We'll find out real quick. If with Smart Cars 3, if you start to sim as an administrator, I've gotten, I think, out of that habit, but it wouldn't surprise me if it snuck up on me once. Smart Cars 3 will not connect. Hey, I did it right. All right, we'll come back more to the comms when we're ready for our clearance. For now, we're good. Okay, so let's see how our test is complete. Now, you notice I left it. Now it would be, see how it's click and then you click. So that's why you want to, you know, any aircraft you see that, you want that guard back over to give you that out. All right, let's go to APU bleed. Wait a couple seconds. Confirm all our packs are on. Perfect. And then external power turn off. And if you want to go so far, give them the hand signal. And it's not the one finger salute. Ground power unit is now offline. I think it's this plane and rotate or flight factor 767. Make sure it's off in the plane on the overhead before disconnecting, or you risk the chance of having to redo everything. Okay, let's do it. Last thing before we get into the McDo's down here, make sure in this case we're in inches of mercury. I'm sorry, millibars. Now set your altimeter. Now you could do that a couple of ways. You know, we've got everything turned up. Let's just do it. I'm going to go ahead, file our flight plan. MD-11 Swiss Air 345. Boy, it just about, why doesn't it fill the rest in? It's probably going, oh, he's going there again. And I'll bet it's going to say 29,000. Yeah, how about that? All right. Yep, I did that wrong. Thank you. And it, as you can see, it's checking you. All right, now put your flight plan in. Now, if it's not conducive, it'll tell you. Not here, but when you file it. Max F, try Max, is it Max G, the other one? Max G. Okay, so the G. I'll show it to you here in a second. All right, so also another thing this ATC system does not do direct. If you all know that in flight planning, DCT it does not recognize. Unless they changed it and I haven't noticed because I'm now taking them out. All right, so as our flight plan said, Heathrow to Zurich, Geneva is our alternate, and we're going to top at 29,000. There's our route. It's in FAA, ICAO, actually, International Flight Planning format. File. When you get this blank box, guess what? Your plan was initiated. Let's get the ATIS. If you can't hear it, turn it up. Oh, you got to set the frequency. I always forget that. If it doesn't have an asterisk like clearance delivery, you have to set it. That's kind of a bummer. But again, in the real world, somebody's gonna set it. Matter of fact, you don't get blessed with the auto set. 128. You think I'd know this by now?
Transition level, flight level 075. Advise on initial contact you have information Sierra. London Heathrow, information Tango 05 special. Arriving runway 27 right. Departing runway 27 left. Wind 240 degrees 9 knots. Visibility 7 miles. Rain. Sky conditions scattered at 1,300. Temperature 10. Dew point 7. QNH 995. Transition level, flight level 075. Advise on initial contact you have information Tango.
Okay, now click clearance delivery. Okay, your frequency just changed to 121.98. Click the comment box, they call it transmission log. There's your ATIS. And when you're ready, request your clearance. So, we've got a couple changes to make. We are at that point, by the way. I'll be back. Okay, so we now know we're going off runway 27 left. So we need the MAXI 1G. Now what that did is set it now on our chart. Now, you all did not see that. Why? Because I am a little slow here. Doing too many things at once. All right, so let me bring charts in here and show this off. All right, charts is a great program, folks. I highly recommend it. I wish I got paid to tell you that, because I mean, I do it for free. That's how good it is. But anyway, so here we go. It'll help you by clicking, like down here when we start figuring up how to get to 1.4, if 1.4 is actually in use, you know, we can display it and our options. Same thing here if we didn't already know. All right, so here's our departure. Here's what it looks like here. Basically, we're coming off 27 left, MAXIT G to distance 5, distance 7, distance 9.312, and then direct towards mid VOR. Real simple. By the way, this can be flown VOR. VOR does not require an FMC or INS. By the way, good luck on an INS. There's no coordinates. You'll have to find those, but I'm sure they're available if planes still fly with it. But it's a really good program. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Now let me pull it out of the way so we can get to work. All right, so we're back down here to our friend the McDo. I mean FMS. Sorry, Boeing guys. It is a McDonnell Douglas product, which is more Airbus looking than Boeing. Oh, wait. Boeing bottom. So actually built by McDonnell Douglas. Trying not to burst too many hearts out there. 996. I think they said 995. But we'll go with what I'm sure. Well, we'll go 95. He'll tell us. And we'll update it. Okay. Stand by. Clear that. Cool. All right. So now we can actually put this, what you're used to, plan, and we can step with the arrows. How about that? The arrows just like you can in Airbus. Instead of the little step right here, we would step it right here. First, we got some stuff to fill in here. Cruise level 290. Click. Temperature will leave. Winds. Let's see if we have that, oh my God, headwind or tailwind we've been having. Actually, it's a headwind today. We're going to have a -1. So that is a HD01. Correction. I don't know with this format how to find or average a temperature, so I am going to leave it at what we have here. We're going out at cost index 80, and it's going to probably say something like 39,000 we could actually climb up to, but we're only allowed 29. We'll stick with it. All right, now we're at that point where I talked about in the pre-flight where the weights came into play. This is that page you'd have to go through. Let me look at my checklist here. Click on the block takeoff. So let me see something here. No, you're not seeing it. I was hoping you see it. The block we'd click on, takeoff, gross weight, zero fuel weight. You'd be clicking on these to get them right. If you do it in the EFB, it transfers it, you're good. All right, next up. So we're all good here. Let's go to the F plan. Like I told you, if you know how to do an Airbus, this piece of cake. So here we go. Departure SID. All right, we're taking off 27 left, MAXIT 1G, and no transitions. Insert. Little different terminologies, but overall you're getting the flow. It's like an Airbus. Okay, bear with me here. I'm going to make sure we're transiting correctly. Bologna, Bagna, Hockey. Okay, Bendo. Basically, we're looking for discontinuities. Now, we found a couple on the flight yesterday, and we got rid of them. All right. Unfortunately, with the way this is showing, oh, it's variable. So we could, I don't know what runway they'll bring us in on. I'm going to plan, again, let me bring charts in real quick to show. We're going to plan 1-4. Now, we're not there on this chart yet. Let me just zoom out, get over there real quick. Okay, there's Zurich. Okay, so here's where we are, where we left off on our nav display, BLM. Before we clear up the discontinuity, we got to figure out what we're doing. All right, so here's the weather, 27 minutes ago, variable at 3, clear visibility, okay. Ooh, it's now a balmy 2 degrees Celsius. So here's where we'll click select. It gives us some choices. All working mostly off GIPL. And believe it or not, there is a GIPL 1-4 arrival that I want to look at. Okay, I may have a transition in here. All right, I'm going to put that in because what it's going to do if I oh, you know what? Let me try something. I know I found it last time. Now, how did I heck did I find it? I have no idea how to get on that approach, but that's what we're hoping for, because otherwise we'll come in, as you can see on the chart, from GIPL to the VOR, out 333, come back around and in. You know what? Why don't we just plan that? It's not that much more, because the other is a zigzag. I don't think we're going to gain or lose any time. Star. Let's go here. Be careful. Don't click 1-4 just yet. You want I. See, they've got the GIP 1-4. If we can always change it en route. And do we have a transition? I don't think so. And insert. All right. So here's what we're doing. We're coming into GIPL to the VOR, out, spin around, come in. I think that's 1-4 outside there. Yeah, we'll come in this runway, taxi across, or maybe they'll put us here. Who knows? We'll either park here or here. All right, so let me get rid of charts. That gives you an idea how it can help you in flight planning, especially when they're on the fly. And you see how that comes in GIPL. Wow, it actually turned us a lot quicker out. So we'll have to pay attention. They'll be vectoring more than likely at this point, and we'll swing in. We'll see how this works out. Okay, continuing on. Out to our hold point, which is Amiki. And then if we go to Zurich, that was it. All right, pretty simple. Here we go. Whoop, too much. And back to map. All right, and you can tell we are definitely aligned. Okay, next up. After you got your flight in, we click takeoff approach. Now, here's where it begins to differ from Airbus slightly. Normally, we'd be on the perf page, right? Here we go to a takeoff and approach page. That's all the difference. Everything else in here pretty much works out the same way. Now, we got to figure all of this out. And yes, rotate, as you can tell, does not give us any kind of performance calculator. Okay, let's go to Sim Toolkit. It is worth something for this. Right now, it ain't worth much for everything else. Oh, I minimized it, sorry. All right, so let's go to SimBrief. Excuse me. Same SimBrief if you go simbrief.com, whatever the website is. Same place. Okay, looks just the same once you log in, and for me, put it in night mode so it darkens it. Otherwise, it's pretty white, folks. I mean, it's almost to the point of blinding. All right, so click your flight, or if you've already got it figured up already, view your flight plan. There you go. Give you a quick rundown. Hour and 14 minutes in flight, 487 miles, 282 people. We've been through most of this. Yeah, now we're on the 1G and so forth. What you can now, from here, you got two options: performance and tools. If you go here, you got to fill it all in. Okay, if you go back to your flight plan, click takeoff predict or performance, same page except filled in with most of your information. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Doggone it. It doesn't matter. We're going to be switching. So it fills in most of this, okay? Hang on. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, these temperature swings are just murder on me this week. And we got another one coming for Thanksgiving. Okay, so you can see right now, this is what we're reporting. It's automatically pulling this information out of SimBrief, weather, and putting it here. We click flex and we click improve climb calc. That just helps us. Click calculations and here's your inputted, or here's what came from SimBrief. Here's what you put in through your flight plan, and here's what's spit out for you to put in the McDo. Flaps 15, good joke behind that here in a minute. Flex at 60, 135, 138, 156. These will not match what come up in the McDo. And we're gonna, you know what? Hang on. With the temperatures that low, we're going full. Nothing changed, but I'm turning it so that it is calculating with wing and ice on, wing and engine on. 2 degrees is enough for me to say turn it on, because I don't know how thick these clouds are. All right, so 135, 138, 156. Okay, I mean, I'll go with it. So that's where I do this at. I wished I had it on flights prior, but so now it will show the airplane, by the way, on here, but that's about, I think, the extent. It may give us times too. All right, bear with me. I'm going to put it up on a window that I can read all of this. 27 left, millibars, engine wing, wet runway, calculate. All right. So first we have to fill these in. You can't just click. So we're talking 60. Oh, why not? I don't know how to tell it toga yet, unless, nope. Yeah, it automatically selects it for us. Packs on. You have to type it. Slope of the runway here. I think I determined 0. Let me bring some toolkit up. Oh, it's still up. Cool. Sorry, that's not cool, but I don't know yet, Il Seiko. We haven't gotten airborne yet. We'll find out. I don't understand it if you because everyone tells me NVIDIA has nothing to do with Zink, and I don't get it, but we'll find out. If we touch down in Zurich, well, I may have a flight plan change this week. So, but yeah, we're looking into it and hoping the best. All right, slope here is right here. If you look at it, it says slope, and there's the numbers. In this case, 0.001. To me, still 0. I'm not going to worry about rounding it. But that's where you can find it in Sim Toolkit. There are charts out there that will tell you that too. So our slope, we'll put up 0.0. Don't ask me why it's always up and not down. I did it once down and it said wrong. I don't get it. It's still 0. Just don't get it. But then again, many things I'm not meant to understand in the flight world. 04. Flight sim world, probably more specific. Okay, outside air temperature, this go around 10. Oh, wait, 2 was in Zurich. I was like, what? I'm going to turn the ice off now. And then we'll put our flaps at 15. And as you can see, 137, 137, 151. Now, we had 135, 138, 156. We're close enough. I'm just going to confirm them. click, click, click. We're ready to go, folks. To be honest with you, though, right now we're 57 minutes into this. That's going to be pretty close to an hour and 15 minutes with it up. So with the MD-11 up, so we'll find out. But thanks, LSZH. I don't know how to pronounce that. ILSAICO. All right, and it is obviously raining here. All right, after that, now we just have the middle panel to set up. All right, so where are we here? All right, so we already got our altitude, which I can already tell you will be 6,000. 269 is our initial. We'll keep 250. Traffic data, VOR off. Traffic data, VOR off. Increase this side. And, oh wait, my bad. I went the wrong way. Let's go to engine. Oh, wait. Yeah, we'll go to engine. Okay. With all of that done, traffic data, VOR1 on both sides. The only other thing I want to do is put this one on flight plan. Performance here. We're set, ready to go. Let's get clearance from clearance.
London Heathrow delivery. Swiss 345 heavy. Alone. Request IFR clearance to Zurich.
Swiss 345 cleared IFR to Zurich. Routing as filed. Climb via MAXIT 1 Golf. Accept. Maintain 6,000. Squawk 5202. QNH 996.
Cleared IFR to Zurich. Routing as filed. Climb via MAXIT 1 Golf. Accept. Maintain 6,000. Squawk 5202. QNH 996. Swiss 345.
Swiss 345. Read back correct. Contact ground 121.705. When ready for taxi.
Okay, we're ready to go, folks. Let's get everything buttoned up. So we come over here, close, close, close. And they will show closed when they are. Go ahead and put these guys on low. Okay. Now we'll do one more check here in a minute. All right, so here we go. Seat belts. Now, one thing, I don't know if this actually does anything. To my knowledge, it doesn't. I'm going to go ahead and put the defoggers on now. Seat belts are on. No smoking's on. Beacons on. Emergency lights to see. This is just so touchy right now. Armed, switch armed. Doors, windows closed. We'll do a double check here. Air panel, we'll call for pushback in a second. Okay, other than the chocks, everything's closed on this side. Got beacons. All the doors are closed on that side. I do that all the time, and then I call better pushback. Oh, wait. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to call ground. Have a feeling I have to do that. Oh, I know why. Try to get the ground with the number there. Let me see where we're set. 705. Okay.
London Heathrow ground. Swiss 345. Request taxi from 2244. Departure.
Swiss 345. Information Tango current. Runway 27 left. Taxi via Bravo. Link 28 and November 1. Hold short of runway 27 left.
Information Tango. Runway 27 left. Taxi via Bravo. Link
Face
2,
east is
at
what I'm
November
looking
1.
for, is how
Hold
are they
short of runway
taxiing us out of
27
here?
left. Swiss 345.
Then I come up here. I collect, request my pushback, start.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
All right, let's just go here. And a little further back for safety. Enter.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Okay, make sure. Now I've also, and this where it gets also tricky. It takes a little bit for me to get the mouse to allow me to move it. But we'll worry about that in a second. Chocks off. We're ready for push. All right, unusual, about a little over an hour to get us going. But we're ready to go now. And by the way, folks, you'll fight this thing till the cows come home and still never get it in a spot that is not in the way.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Clear to connect. Face us east. Which is interesting. You would think the pilots would not have to say that, but they do. And it's because the ground, these guys are not in contact with ground. It's the airplane telling them they're okay. In essence, those of you like I used to do several months ago at an airport, you're like escorting them in a sense, in a very roundabout sense. So, but welcome. Hey, let me, I haven't got to say this a lot so far because we've been busy. But thank you for taking
So
some.
connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Hang on a second. Why is this? Oh, that's why. You can wait the second. All right, so releasing the parking brake is a royal pain in the patoot.
Starting pushback,
Because
and you may start engines.
my HOTAS for the, I have the Satec X52 Pro. It's now called Logitech, I know. That does not trigger that lever to go down. All right, we're going to go ahead, start cranking on them so we can get in the air. Okay, push back engines. Engines start 312. However, you have to do something first, guys. Oh, how come I didn't go up here? Let's go with B this time. Wait for it. Make sure everything transitions over. Beacons on. Lights are set. Okay. Now, Here's where it gets tricky. Again. Oh, it's a challenge, but we get around them. And I did forget one step, and I'll come on. There it goes. We get that aux pump on. Now watch that be the cure-all. No. Wow, look at I'm sorry, X-Plane. I still think you messed with the clouds, and they look a lot better.
Complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tows. Stand by.
Okay, starting one. Okay. I did not mean to do that, but oh well. Old habits with the Airbuses. The other tricky one is right here. We'll deal with it when we have to. Is getting the spoilers up. It was so easy before. All you had to do is find the...
Is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Is just find that hand and talk to it and pull it up and be fine. I just realized, okay. Is he out there yet? Yes, he is. That way he doesn't get too wet. We'll watch. Cool. Now, what I normally would do, folks, hit him with the lights. That way you can get back in and dry out. All right, let's get the middle engine running. Uh-oh. Oh, no, it's still going. I saw a shift. That's what happened just before top of descent. The screen shifted without me doing anything, and then all of a sudden, Vulcan lost, disconnected from device or whatever, and errored out on me. Oh, fuel. Okay, let's get this engine fired up and now move on. I've already turned the defroster on. Anti-ice we're going to turn on here in a minute once we're settled. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to go easy on my joke today for McDonnell Douglas, even though they're not here to defend themselves. There's that config error again. Now that was with... Oh, something's up on the miscellaneous. Oh, okay, cool. I'll deal with that in a minute. All right, engines are spooled up. All right. Like I said, defenders on. Or defog's on. Anti-ice. We'll keep it at normal. 1, 2, 3, and the wings. Anything else up here? Yeah, let's make sure. APU air. Now I've found you can click here and it will shut the APU down. If when we get to the runway it's still green, I'll kill it here and we will hold takeoff till it's off. Okay, moving on. Hydraulic pumps all set. Config now to hang on, this one I believe it is. Yes. First thing we're gonna do, set trim to 4 point, so you can see it, trim next to flaps 4.9. So all you do is up here, set the stabilizer trim to 4.9. And it's not like Airbus where it's up or down, you just set it to the number. So, least that I have found. I haven't seen a negative number yet. I shouldn't. I'm also gonna check my control surfaces. Again, for some reason, this Logitech, SATEC control system I have, if I don't do this, what'll happen is, and I'd have to have the yokes up, I could give it, as you can see, just a little input to the left or to the right, and that wheel has spun hard over, and the airplane acts like this. Kind of like we saw in Charleston, except that I don't know what happened there. These are just things I've learned that if I do them, it seems to help controllability of the plane. I don't get it. So people tell me, well, your controls are noisy. Well, how do I turn the volume down? Seriously, I'm not that smart when it comes to this stuff. I know a little, probably enough to be very dangerous. But anyway, so we're ready to go. So I hope you all are ready. Last up here we have, let's get this back on engines for takeoff. Cabin crew's ready. We've done our flight control, state trim set, auto brake. That we have not set. Takeoff. Takeoff. And let's get our taxi light on. And here we go. Oh, dang it. I hate when I do that. Out of habit. Neat thing is there's so much power in this plane. Look at it. It's taxiing on its own. I'll give it some goose it here in a second. Takeoff data, reconfirm. 137, 137, 151. By the way, that config is your parking brake. Took me a while to figure that out too. All right, exterior lights set before takeoff, takeoff data. Once again, we'll check it. Let's go ahead, kick on some wipers, see if they do anything. Pretty much, no. Not even sure they're at the pilot's eye level. I could be wrong, but anyway. Again, we are using ATC. Now, the thing that happened to us yesterday or the day before with the A320, when we went to the PA, which is like a button right here, it took us off the mic. It was, and literally it dropped me. So we had lost ATC. We didn't get the call to talk to tower. We didn't get anything. And that's what happened. So that's why I'm being very, we don't have any flight attendant announcements here, so we don't have to worry about that. By the way, that was a really good lightning bolt. So that is what happened with ATC. Total user input error, or not realizing error what he did. So let's get in the air. How is your weekend been, folks? I know for some the work week has already started. Others it's really right around the corner. And some it never ended. So I hope y'all had a blessed week, blessed weekend. And hope if you're here in the U.S. watching, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving up ahead.
45. Contact London Heathrow Tower 118.505. Goodbye.
Contact London Heathrow Tower 118.505. Swiss 345. Goodbye.
So I hope you all have a wonderful, safe Thanksgiving travels to and from, as well as at the event. Because I know how stressful they can be, trust me. Everyone can tell you that. All right, we're going to hold here, hit enter.
Swiss 345 heavy. Alone on taxiway Lake 28.
Swiss 345. London Heathrow Tower. Below. Hold short of runway 27 left. Report ready.
Hold short of runway 27 left. Will go. Swiss 345.
Okay, we're going to throw the parking brake on. Why? Because I want to get a couple things started here. Okay, we're on the weather radar when I turn it. Oh, and bump the range. I will keep it like that. I don't think we're getting any radar returns on it, but you never know. And over here, whoop. I want it on terrain. Okay, again, traffic data, VOR1, VOR2, VOR1, VOR2 radar. Okay, before takeoff, auto flight on. Flaps. We're going to call 1-800-dial-a-flap here, folks. Dial-a-flap for the flap setting. Yeah, cracks me up they called it this. But anyway, they did. There's probably a whole chapter on why they did it. But we're already set for 15. Now the other tricky one is this. You gotta have the hand. 1-800-dial-a-flap. You got it, Azul. There it is. There it goes. Once you see the red, you're good. Believe it or not, red means go. 1-800-dial-a-flap. Yep. They'll set it for you. No. Oh, I always have so much fun with that. And it really doesn't matter, folks, because we don't have AI traffic in the area. But if we did and you turn it to Terra, you could then see them. All right, let's call the tower. Ready to go.
Swiss 345. Ready for departure.
Swiss 345. Runway 27 left. Cleared for takeoff. Wind 220 degrees 9 knots.
Runway 27 left. Cleared for takeoff. Swiss 345.
And that gets annoying having to figure out how to get that brake to work, get any of the switches anymore to work. It used to be real easy, but like all of a sudden, And rain, gotta get... and rain, gotta get more coffee. I hear that. I saw you're hitting the long haul today. There, Azul. And like most heavies, folks, you gotta kind of swing her a little wider than you're used to. One, the nose wheels behind you. Two, it's a big airplane. I love it. I love realism like that. All right, let's check everything one more time. Engine, we're ready. Let's do it. Brakes off. Powering up. Little nose down on the stick here, and away we go. 80 knots. Now the reason V1 is not really any different than rotate, that is because it's a 12,000 foot runway, folks. MD-11 climb, as I like to call it. Auto flight, nav, speed.
Swiss 345. Contact London Heathrow. Approach 119.730. Goodbye.
Contact London Heathrow. Approach 119.730. Swiss 345. Goodbye. Swiss 345 heavy. Alone on MAXIT 1 Golf. Altitude 3,700. Climbing 6,000.
Swiss 345. London Heathrow approach. Hello. QNH 996. Radar contact.
QNH 996. Swiss 345.
Now they said 7,500. Hang on a second here, folks. Azul, I think there is one. Someone told me out there. Gosh darn it, I can't remember the company, but I think there is a 717 out there. And I don't want to say rotate, but they're the ones that come to mind. I don't track those aircraft. I'm not a big DC-9, MD-80 person. DC-9 maybe the 717 because of the newness, but I am not a fan of trash 80s. I mean MD-80s. Actually, I'm not really a big fan of this either, but it's so easy to fly. That's why I fly it. Other than these errors, we're going to see if that is indeed it there. ILSA, ICAO, or AICO. If it is, wow, I don't understand it. Ah, okay. Someone's told me there is a 717 out there. Now, I know TFDI does, but that's for the other sim. Beyond that, yeah. Hawker's wanting me to get into the 737 MAX and another project out there. I'm just not good on the programming side. If I find something, I don't know the terminology to use. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know what ZINK is, but not the ZINK they're mentioning here in computers. I hauled it on the truck. Actually hauled ZINK, so that's why I have a hard time with that one. All right, now after the turn at mid, that's where the second CTD happened with this. So just so you all who may be with X-Plane kind of tracking the flight, that's the first or second CTD. First one occurred on the runway.
Swiss 345. Climb and maintain flight level 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 290. Swiss 345.
All right, there we go. Yet use the 717s as rocket ships or the MD-80s? Because I equate MD-80s more to like a rocket. And this aircraft, DC-10 and MD-11s. I had the privilege, I've said this a couple times on stream, of, working at the airport that I did. We had a number of KC-10s, which is nothing more than a DC-10 30, come in with, granted, air refueling and all of that on it. But anyway, and the MD-11s for cargo. And I'm here to tell you folks, when they take off, if they aren't heavy, and I don't know, even if they're heavy, I don't know, they will take off and it will look like they are just like a rocket aimed straight up, and whatever altitude they set, then they start nosing over for speed. It's the most impressive I've ever seen a heavy aircraft do, next to a C-5 that I thought was going to crash on takeoff. That was from where I was. I thought it was about 5 miles away. I think I was more like a mile or two away from the airport on a security patrol. That was always impressive to watch, how they just keep that nose going up, 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 and up. And it is amazing. That is the one thing I liked about these planes. So, all right, let me see where we are, because we're about to make the turn. Be nice to pop out of the clouds. Your guess is as good as mine there, Azul. Do not know what ZINK is. If you look at the settings in X-Plane, it's some kind of a bridge, I guess, on the graphics card. I have no idea what it's for. And that's why I feel sometimes not qualified to go do alpha testing or anything of the sort, because I don't understand that port of these complicated machines. Okay. To me, I'm going to really, and I don't mean to sound insulting or anything like that, ILS, AICO.
2345. Contact London Control. 118.480.
I don't understand other than Vulcan being a planet in Star Trek.
Swiss 345. Goodbye. Swiss 345.
I don't, I just don't understand the hardware that's being used here. I have no idea what Vulcan does. Besides, you put your two hands up and say, I don't even remember the line anymore. It's been so long since we've had a good Star Trek. All right, I'm going to go ahead and kill the wipers. Kill the wipers. All right, again, folks, X-Plane tells me they have not touched the clouds. I'm sorry, that right behind us looked pretty doggone. That's the best I've seen. Now, I have seen what I like to term the Borg-like clouds out here. Especially in Europe, I see them. I swear they look like those cubes on the Borg. Actually, there's one on one of my videos on YouTube. You will swear the Borg is assimilating the Netherlands. And that was a whale of a thunderstorm to fly through. That was one of the best and funnest flights it's been for a long time out here. I think we just leveled. How about we turn some lights off? That would be a good thing. Okay, we're in cruise. Oop, wrong one. And I don't have to worry about wing lights. And we're in cruise. It replicates Vulcan. I'm going to have to look, because there is a project out there I would like to help them out on, but I just am scared. I don't have the technical background in how these, computers work to be of major use, other than saying that's really blurry, that's this, or if there's a way I can adjust it for my suit. Or that, or, like I'm saying here, how these switches are, and sometimes they're easy to find those arrows to move it, and sometimes they are a pain in the rump. So, especially when we get to that. Again, that could very well be a rotate issue, and I, again, don't know how to delineate the two. But I appreciate the help there, ILS. Oh, and here we go. This will be a fun one. See, irritating. Let's try from this angle. There we go. Stay down. That sun is really bright. Now I know I can go up here, turn these little guys on, but it's still way too bright in my opinion. I've never flown at this altitude in the real world. Highest I ever got, 12,000, flying small planes. And I only did that with my private pilot just to see, is the ceiling really there? It was. I think I was doing 40, just above stall. And yeah, she went a couple feet higher and down she went. So, yeah. I haven't flown since 1985, folks, so had a lot of fun back then. And it is fun. However, I didn't get to my dream. And after yesterday's landing in, oh wait, Friday is when we went to St. Martin. Yesterday was to Minneapolis. That was a horrible landing. Should have been a go around, should have done the go, and decided, you know what, it's the sim. We got 10,000 feet of runway, let's land it. And we landed it. All right, now the last crash to desktop that occurred with this plane last week was just before top of descent. So the weather's pretty close to the same, except we had a snowstorm in Zurich. And today it's saying clear and visibility okay. We'll see. Hey, showing times up there, 55 minutes. Let's verify that with Elevatech. Well, we would if he would have started Elevatech. I can't win for losing. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, what's our aircraft tail? HB... that'll work. What the heck? All right, so we'll use Elevatech as well to back it up. But yeah, we're on our way, folks. This big wall of rain ends pretty much around the Paris area, as I've seen on charts. And then who knows what it'll be like into the Alps for Switzerland. So enjoy the ride.
Contact France Control 118.030, Swiss 345, goodbye. Swiss 345 heading, alone, altitude flight level 290. Swiss 345.
All right. Now, I've said this from the beginning of the new betas, 1.3 beta 1. I think this is an absolutely phenomenal ATC system they've put into a sim. I've tried FSX. I tried Century of Flight. They stunk. And the problem was you couldn't stick a SID or a star on them. And sometimes they would forget about you. sending you out 70 some odd miles before you realize they're not turning you. So, and then when you turn, they don't say anything. So I think what you guys at X-Plane have done here at Laminar, phenomenal. I've had one hiccup and I don't understand, and I haven't got into the manual to understand what happened. It was my Sanford to Harrisburg flight. The system told me cleared for the ILS 31, I think it was, and via I-31. There is no transition I-31 on any chart that I've looked up. And if there is, point me to it, folks. And I ended up kind of flying off Harrisburg, not knowing, did I turn for the initial fix? What do I do? So I know I need to read the manual, so I'm not asking for help on that. But that ultimately is the only problem I've had with every other aircraft I've flown in XP12's ATC, minus this one throwing the Vulcan disconnect errors. And hopefully by turning ZINK off, we'll be done with that. So I'm hoping. Don't understand why, or why it's checked default wise, unless that's just a thing too hard. I mean, I don't know that, like I said, way above my head in the programming world. Even though I took a computer programming and have a certificate, but that was on mainframes, not on these. I don't think X-Plane is written in COBOL. So if it is, God help us. And even COBOL today, that was back in the 80s. I probably wouldn't remember all the little nuances with it. And there aren't many. It was actually pretty straightforward typing in it for the most part. That and, oh heck, they said Macintoshes were in this. Unix. Learned a little Unix too. So. But I'm pretty sure none of that is valid today. Not with all the Pythons and C's and C pluses and plus this, plus that, and all of the, yeah. So. All right, I'm babbling. I know. Let's just sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. Oh yeah, probably killed any job interviews. So, who knows? Y'all have a great day. Enjoy. We're on our way. We got 45 or so minutes to Zurich. And if you're looking for a VA, I'll give you one here in the chat. Millennium Aviation, also known as Mac Air. If you ever watched some of the videos of a man by the name of Captain Mac, he started this airline, got a great website using Smart Cars 3 now for ACARS. Great site, great Discord chatter, great Discord channel. And one of these days, I keep saying it, one of these days I'm going to drop in on one of their weekly group flights. I did one a long time ago with Captain Mac and the group that usually does it, and I enjoyed it. It was a great flight into Canada, and one of these days we'll do it. But they've got a bunch of tours. We were doing one in Africa. We're going to pick up part 2 here soon. Continue that out, and so check them out. MacAirVirtual.com, MacAirVirtual.com. I truly think they've done something with the clouds, even though they claim they didn't. Oh man. All right, let me. Okay, we're 254 miles out of top of descent. So enjoy the flight. I'll be right back. All right, folks, back with you. High above the clouds here. Well, actually in between, a milky sky here. I know on the flight to Minneapolis yesterday, we finally started seeing cirrus clouds again. So I haven't seen those. Oh my gosh. Since spring up here in the northern hemisphere. So I don't know if they'd turned them off or not, but yeah, this is real nice. The clouds, I, they look so much better in this one. right, looking off there to the left a little bit. Kind of looks like a nuclear explosion occurred. A little bubble in the clouds. No, only say that because a show I've been watching or watched, Oblivion, many about 10 years ago with Tom Cruise. Weird to me movie, but it kind of reminds me of an explosion that occurred in it. So enjoy as we got a few miles to go. One Purdy aircraft. Okay, let me get to work here, get the checklists ready. All right, let's take a look real quick at what we're doing here after Gelta here. We'll be headed towards BLM to Gipple. Now, depending what they tell us, which right now, 1 and 1, we have 1 knot tailwind, 1 knot. My guess, I'm not even gonna guess. I have no idea if they're gonna give us 1-4 or not. We'll see. But we're set up for the ILS. So basically from Gipple to Glotton, then out 333, spin it back around for the ILS. We'll see. Maybe we can get vectors, maybe we can't. That's the one thing that I haven't really pushed in this thing yet. Now there is a transition they could give us. The GIP 1 forward that you see here. And what that looks like is you hit Gipple, come down, and then work your way around. I can't find that chart anymore. Found it one of my other flights, but I can't seem to find it now. So we'll see what they put us on. Worst case, be a whole different runway and we'll have to set up real quick for something else. That could happen. So welcome to flying. We do the best we can, and ATC does everything they can to change it. But did I say that out loud? But anyway, we're on our way, and hope you all have a great rest of your night, or for those starting the work week off here in a few hours, a wonderful Monday. And hopefully, like many in the U.S. here, it's a short week and you have a holiday on Thursday. If you don't, I'm sorry. But still, you know, we're having what's called Thanksgiving here to be thankful for, you know, all our blessings. And I know it can be very hard. Life can really throw some curveballs at you. Trust me, I've had a couple thrown at me pretty hard this year. Still going through one with this unemployment, but that's okay. We'll just keep plugging along here, and God will provide. And boy, has he so far. So, not a job, but at least he's kept the roof over our head and food in our stomachs. So, what more, you know, can we ask for? And that's what Thanksgiving's all about, to be thankful for that which we can be. Yes, there could be some really tragic things that have happened, but don't lose hope, don't lose sight. And well, we can get through it. I'm available if you need someone to talk to. I'll always listen, folks, either in a private chat here on Discord or elsewhere. So, all right, so let's continue in. But I hope you are thankful. Well, welcome back, folks. We were just, I didn't realize it. I didn't look over at OBS and see that we were in a commercial break, but I was just talking about being thankful. We have Thanksgiving here in the U.S. coming up. I know for some, it is an extremely tough year. I've had a few curves thrown at me. I'm not sure how much prior to the commercial break. So if I repeat myself, I apologize. But the biggest curve being the loss of my job from the airport I always talk about. I don't give the name out, doesn't need to be out there. But that was pretty big curve, but some of you have had worse, from anything from medical to loss in the family. Um, I get it. And Thanksgiving can be a tough one. But sometimes just gathering with family can be a great healing process. I know there's those in the family that just get under your skin, but sometimes family is all we have to try to get through some of these things. So be thankful. And for the U.S., Thanksgiving is Thursday this week. Some of you are off. I would say grumble, 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 but being unemployed, you get the picture. But to those that are working are going grumble, 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 wishing they were. But some will have a couple days to work. Some will have 1 or 2 or 3. Some is going to work it all. And I pray for you all. I hope you all stay safe. Enjoy a bountiful meal, whatever is served. And I really hope for you all to have a very happy Thanksgiving. And more importantly, what comes later in about another month, Christmas. Have a very Merry Christmas, even though it could be a very blue Christmas. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving and a very Merry Christmas. All right. Now, for those tracking me who may be wanting to see where the errors occurred, let me see how close we are. Nope, we still got about another 60 miles roughly, maybe a little less, a little more. We were very close to top of. Well, you're welcome there, ILS. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Sir or ma'am, sorry. I gotta remember, sometimes I am speaking to the opposite sex. Being an old truck driver, that can happen real easy. I revert back to it sometimes, even though a lot of my years were actually in the fire service. Again, another one that could easily, although when I started, less women were in it than are today, but where is that saying? MELKO? Okay. Oh, we got one more turn. Okay, so MANAG. And then we're headed for BLM. Okay. I'll tell you, this song from Drummer Boy, Starline, that you're hearing, if you can't hear the music, let me know. I can bump it up a little. But I could sit and listen to this 12-hour flight every moment. This bass line reminds me so much back in high school on the tuba. Kind of the dream songs we had, nothing but whole notes and just let it loose. And matter of fact, speaking of high school with a song like this, we actually had a song that the band instructor told us, let loose, tubas. 8 measures, which, if you're not familiar with music, is in between all the beats. 8 whole notes, just let them loose, just don't blat. And that took a little bit with a tuba, but boy, when we got it together, wow, what a sound came out of those 5 tubas over the band. It was awesome. I know most of you, I'm boring you, so. But anyway, enjoy. We're not far out. We're about 100 miles now. Actually under 100. So let's get ready to see if ATC is gonna miss us or drop us. I will tell you, before Beta 2, we were being descended earlier than we would expect. Now, I know in the real world that can happen too. All you got to do, folks, get on VATSIM, fly in the auto ATC areas, and they'll descend you before your descent point. And most of the time, I think in the real world they do too. These FMCs are not going to take in effect that. So it didn't bother me that we were being descended 10 or 20 miles, maybe 30 at the most. I think I ever got descended early. It didn't bother me, but I guess some out there, oh, it's got to descend me at the top of descent. Yeah. All right, speaking of which, we do need to get a couple things accomplished. Takeoff approach. All right, so if we are coming into 1-4, we are set up for an approach speed of 148, landing 143. Again, we'll see how that plays out. They may switch runways on us. We didn't get that far on the third attempt, but we were in this neighborhood. We got past MANAG, and like I said, we could see top of descent on our scope here, on our nav display. All right, EAD system status. Okay, EAD is clear. Status page. Clear. Landing data checked and set. That part, I don't know what they mean by set. Windshield, we're supposed to be coming into KVOC, so let me double check. Still looking at KVOC 25 minutes ago, 1 degree now. 1019 should be our altimeter. Once we get, oh yeah, what is transition here? At least 7,000 feet. Well, 7,000 feet by the chart, but I know by QNHs or by temperatures, they change that, so we'll see. So I hope you all are enjoying, and obviously this will be the only stream today. I was actually thinking what to stream after we ate, and I thought, what the heck, let's throw this up. And I also got a reply on X-Plane and the community help. Have I turned ZINK off? No, and it is off on this flight. And when we get on the ground, we'll show you if we get on the ground. I am hoping, because if it does, we may have a flight plan change for the week. Descent limit set. Okay, DH 200, is that what we got? 200. 200. I'll tell you, I am seriously looking forward to the update that activates all the radar gauges. Finished your world tour. Ooh, awesome. Back in the A320. Nice. That'll be awesome. Ah, there's top of descent on the screen. All right, we're in that neighborhood, folks. Let's see how ATC works. My last flight yesterday, yesterday we tried with ATC. I screwed it up. Day before we were on VATSIM with the 747-200, and boy, that flew like a gem on here. That's why I had to turn boats back on. I was in St. Martin. I wanted to see it all again. I wish there was like a slider to how many boats and how much AI we draw, but I realize with the AI aircraft, you have to select them or something. I don't understand that yet fully, but that would be neat if we could have like a slider for percentage of the boats to help computers like mine that are 5 years old, but yet still pack, can still hold up. Okay, we're within 20 miles. Hello, ATC. You know what? I can request it, can't I? Probably a fly with Lua script. Yeah. There's, well, you say that, and I've got a Lua script in here that keeps putting up where you got to reset them all the time. Every session, every time I start up, it'll say Lua stopped or something like that up here, and I got to go in and reset. But you're right, there probably is a Lua script. I'm waiting to see if they're going to tell me. Or if I have to call for it. I never got this far, folks. Uh-oh. Oh, that's normal. Okay. That I wish would stop, especially on approach. 240. Hopefully we're not on the ground yet, but yeah, we gotten the farthest yet ever. Now, do I need to push it? How far out from this? I hate this. This is the one thing I don't like about rotate. Well, MD-11s in general. Progress. Where's progress? There it is. How far out are we? 120. Okay, we're coming down now. Okay. Kind of wish it'd tell me what to expect. All right, I forgot we're a lot lower than normal. Normally I'm coming down from the 30s. We're already below it. All right, I'm going to get this thing descending.
Descend and maintain flight level 110, Swiss 345.
Well, so far so good. So now my biggest question would be, can I just leave ZINK off, or do I need to turn it back on for the other aircraft? Because they were working fine with it. Guess we may keep the flight schedule as is. Ooh, BLM's coming up. What altitude are we supposed to cross at or below 20? All right, I don't like this bouncing about.
Bravo Lima Mike 3 Golf 4 ILS approach runway 14, Swiss 345.
Cool. Till they say transition GIP 14, then I gotta reprogram real quick. All right, folks. I think it's working. Let me try before. It's not working. Okay. Well, I'm going to still put it out. All right. Unfortunately, you can't put a prediction in right now. It looks like that's not functioning right now. This new update to Sim Toolkit has really thrown it for one whale of a loop. And I hope they figure it out. Okay, getting below 20. Above 12. And we're going for 11. Okay. Above 7, and then whatever they tell me to do from there. Okay, we got to change. So we go to flight plan. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's because I hit the wrong button. Star. All right, we're set up now for it. Unfortunately, I don't have that transition. One more time, I'm gonna look. Now watch me, I hope I find it. Found it. Okay, there it is. It was buried in here. Okay, found it finally. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is coming off. Okay, let me pull this up real quick. Okay, where the heck are we? Ah, we're doing something I don't like doing. All right. Coming around BLM to fly it again. Okay. Dang it, I didn't catch that quick enough. Surprised ATC didn't either. Now, you saw here, real quick before the ad starts up, there is an option to request different approaches and altimeters and so forth. So don't be, if you don't like this approach or can't find it, switch it. I did not catch we were doing circles because I was doing circles over here looking for the arrival. All right, so from Gipple, we're,
Contact Bill Mulhouse approach 118.580 Swiss 345 goodbye. Swiss 345 heading hello on Bravo Lima Mike 3 Golf altitude flight level 116.
Swiss 345, Vale Mulhouse approach. Hello, radar
Okay, no speed restrictions. However, 10,000 feet puts us on one, which I think we're slowing to. Okay, real quick.
345. Descent and maintain 7,000. QNH
Of course.
1016.
Descend and maintain 7,000. QNH 1016. Swiss 345.
Okay, real quick, here's what we're doing. Okay, we just did a circle here to get back on track. We're headed to GIPL. From GIPL, we head to 372,404. Then we turn to 406 and we fly over to 408, 428, 410, and we turn in for the runway. Okay, just so you know how this flies out. And then we're basically coming in here at OSNM and flying the ILS. Those in training, the ILS 11175, 134 heading, 4,000 MSL, 2,598 feet actually above the ground, and we're set for 200 feet above the ground. We'll just follow ATC instructions. There's our vertical descent. Full array of lights at the end. Pappy on
45. Contact Zurich approach. 120.
Pappy on left, and looking at our approach speeds will be about 800 feet.
750. Swiss 345. Goodbye. Swiss 345 heading. Alone. On Bravo Lima Mike 3 Golf. Altitude flight level 102.
Swiss 345. Zurich approach. Hello. Radar contact.
Swiss 345.
Got a 10,800 foot runway. Okay. All right, let's get rid of charts. Okay, I am actually going to take over speed.
Swiss 345. After passing GIPL, descend via Golf India Papa 142 4,000. 4 ILS approach runway 14. QNH 1019.
After passing GIPL, descend via Golf India Pop 1424,000. 4 ILS approach runway 14. QNH 1019. Swiss 345.
Okay, so still the JPL 1-4 transition. I think we're at JPL. Okay, 4,000.
Swiss 345. Request cancel approach clearance.
Swiss 345. Approach clearance cancelled. Resume on navigation.
Crap.
Approach
Did it
clearance
again.
Cancelled. Resume on navigation. Swiss 345. Swiss 345. Request landing at Zurich.
Swiss 345. Approach at your discretion. Information Oscar current. Turn left direct Zulu Hotel 406. Descend via Golf India Papa 144. Anna. Approach runway 14.
Approach at my discretion. Information Oscar. Turn left direct Zulu Hotel 406.
Did that on one of the
Stop 144 Arnap approach. Runway
Austrian
14,
approaches.
Swiss 345.
Dang it. Like I said, there is no good place to put that ATC window. It gets right where you're going to click something you don't want to. Now, in this case, I could go visual, but it won't let me to that airport. But that's no biggie. It's just a nuisance beyond belief. Okay. IKL, is that our IKL 134? Okay. Okay, brakes are set medium, speed brakes are set. Now, if there's any MD-11 pilots out there, what triggers the middle gear to come out for drag? I've always wondered that. I see it every now and then here. What is the trigger for it? Granted, well, actually, it's not down right now. But I've always wondered, because like I said, I have seen it on a couple FedEx flights with the freighter. I know it's meant for drag. I get it. But what are, what variables in play come for it? Stir 33 King, welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow. We sure appreciate you. And ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten further with this flight than any other MD-11 out there, and so I'm happy to say turning ZINK off appears to work even with a NVIDIA card. People told me that it shouldn't.
Swiss 345. Report the field in sight.
Okay.
The field in sight. Swiss 345. Swiss 345. Field in sight.
Swiss 345. Cleared for RNAV approach runway 14. Contact Zurich Tower 118.100. Goodbye.
Cleared for RNAV approach runway 14. Contact Zurich Tower 118.100. Swiss 345. Goodbye. Swiss 345 heavy. Hello. McDonnell Douglas.
Runway in sight.
Golf India Pop 144 runway 14.
Swiss 345. Zurich Tower. Below. Continue approach. Information Oscar current.
Continue approach. Information Oscar. Swiss 345.
My plane. Again, thank you for the follow there, STR33T King. We sure appreciate you here.
345. Runway 14 clear to land. Wind light and variable. Call final.
Runway 14 cleared to land. Will go.
Supposedly there's a way to set this up you can talk to it.
Swiss 345. Final runway 1.
Be very careful, move mice out of the way.
345. Wind light and variable.
Now, if they're light and variable, they're sure bouncing me around up here. Okay, I let it get going a little too much on the down. Okay, we've got it.
Glide slope. 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 Glide slope.
Okay. We get back here on that center line and then we'll track for the runway. Okay. Did he clear us to land? Yes. Okay. Okay, cleared to land. We're stable, coming in.
Glide slope, glide slope, glide slope, glide slope, glide slope, glide slope, glide slope. Approaching minimum.
Okay, we're going to be a little long.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Swiss 345. Vacate right.
Vacate right. Swiss 345.
Welcome to Zurich. Oh, thank you, ILS AICO.
Swiss 345. Contact Zurich ground 121.750. Goodbye.
Contact Zurich ground 121.750. Swiss 345. Goodbye. Swiss 345 heavy. Hello. Runway vacated.
Swiss 345, Zurich ground. Hello. Taxi Echo 53 via Hotel 1, Hotel, and Delta.
Taxi Echo 53 via Hotel 1, Hotel, and Delta. Swiss 345.
All right, let's see where this is taking us here on the airport. Looks like, okay, front row there. I wonder why we couldn't cut through that way. Other than the fact they told us to go this way. I don't have the parking chart up, so I don't know. But I do know, gotta click. But again, welcome to Zurich, folks. We gotten further. We have gotten much further. Now, like the question posed. With zinc off, will that affect other aircraft, or do I need to just turn it off with this one? AI traffic always just blows my mind away. Gives you, especially after a long haul, a good laugh. Okay, we're pretty well cleared up on the ramp. All right, I think we have to call.
Swiss 345. Shutdown.
Swiss 345. Shutdown approved.
Okay, let me just make sure I don't need to do anything else. Flap spoilers, auto brakes, yes, I do. Set to 3, exterior lights off, anti-ice only if required. Why would we need anti-ice on the ground? Are you going to spray fluid out ahead of us so the taxiways are taxiable? Tail fuel. I don't get that one either. Anti-ice is off, bleeds are on, available. I'm going to go ahead, kill. Okay, APU has control now. All right. All right, welcome. Welcome in. Fuel switches, transponders, seatbelts. We'll do that one first. Okay, and let's get over here. Chocks on. Again, rotate. I love that. Wait a minute. Did it go to that one? That you go to that middle door. I love it. Hang on, I got to get the beacon off. Beacon. There you are. Defrost off for now. Welcome to Zurich. Okay, door can be opened. Well, folks, that was a pretty good flight. I have to say, I enjoyed it. I'm glad we made it. That is awesome when the plane, when everything comes together like it's supposed to. Just making sure nothing else. We're good. All right, let's see. The airline hit us at 356 feet a minute. Boy, that did not feel like that. Oh my goodness. Better though than yesterday. That's all that matters when you really boil it down. Let's get outside, take a look at this while we go through the rest of the numbers. All right, take a look at it. All right, did Sim Toolkit. Oh, it did record. I didn't see anything come up on my phone. All right. Oh, you can see where we had a little. This is what I talk about. Why I try to keep that heading bug pretty close, folks. Sometimes when you got to do a change like that past that first fix, it goes back to start it again. And that's what that circle is. So if I'd have caught that quick enough, punch in heading select, roll the plane back on the original course here, and granted, we might be over on this side or over on that side, but we can then go direct. It fixes it real easy. So that's what you hear a lot when people say, oh, my FMS is doing something weird. A lot of times, that's what it is. I'm not going to say every, but I'm going to go on a limb and say 9 out of 10 times. So anyway, let's finish the flight. Hit OK. And here we are, 337 feet a minute. It sure did not feel that way. We just did a hold there. That's all. No. But again, a beautiful flight in here. Let's view some details. All right, we went an hour and 42 minutes without a crash to desktop, 425 miles, 10.6 kilograms of fuel, 10,600 that is, 1.2 Gs, 337 feet per minute on the landing, and 140 knots. Folks, that is not a bad landing at all. And looking here, it looks like we did pretty good. 2,000 feet down an 10,000 foot runway, 8 feet off the center line, according to Sim Toolkit. Here's the rest of the matrix. So folks, this really was, even though the number's high, I personally felt like it was a lot lower, but you know, it is what it is. You can't argue. The last time I never won against a computer. So all right, so let's go ahead and call this a great flight. Oh, Elevatech. I'm an alpha tester for that. Let's see how well they did. Okay, they showed us pretty much same numbers. Now, Elevatech, like Volanta, can't show you what you did on the runway. They can give you some great metrics, but beyond that, you're not seeing what you did on the runway. Unless you pay for it, probably. There's a lot of payware in that program than a lot of people really understand. I hope I don't have to go to that. But anyway, they've got us at 351 feet as well, 140. So all around, that is the magic number for the flight. And that wall of water is approaching Paris. So, all right, well, we're going to wrap it up. I'm not going to go through the ritual of rewinding it. I know you all need to get some sleep. thank you all for being a part. ILS AICO, thanks for the great information on what zinc does. Don't, no offense, I do not understand it still. I just got a general picture now. Now it's time to try and knuckle in. Maybe I will learn something, but we learned that, and to prove it, zinc is off, has been off the whole flight. And yes, I did turn boats on, but there are no boats here. But yeah, it is off. So at least for the MD-11 folks, well, thank you, sir. You take care as well. Have a great night, great week ahead. God bless you. And so, for, at least for the MD-11 folks, make sure you turn that off. So for now, we're going to call it a night. Tomorrow, schedule's out. You can look down below here on Twitch. If you're over on YouTube, stand by. Let me see if I can do that. Hopefully I was able to interrupt the break. I don't think so. All right. Well, you all have a great night. God bless you all. We will see you tomorrow. At our normalish time. I'm really hoping to get a little early start, but I say 1 o'clock because I do have job searching I do, and I don't want to be tied to a time frame. I want it to be open, so I'm looking for as many jobs as possible. So, and I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving if we don't see you here. And y'all just enjoy. Thank you so much for being a part of the stream today. And I'm going to look to see if there's anyone out there to hand this off to. Oh, yes, I do see someone. Oh, yes, we will be handing it to Azul. Azul. So, y'all have a great week. God bless you all. We'll see you then.